I'm live. How's it going, everybody? Falcon Ash K here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Falcon Ash K, not my real name. So, it's about time. I've been doing my top 10, well, top 11, really. Really? I don't. Alright, welcome to my area, my downstairs board game, now that I have a new house. You've probably been here before if you've seen my other streams. If you're new here, I am Falcon Ash K. I already said that, right? Well, anyhow, I do board games, geeky crap, such as Disney and comic books, superheroes, that kind of thing. Final Pops. I play board games and drink a bunch of coffee. So, today's episode is going to be about what's going on with the stream, what's going on with the channel in general, and my top 11 games. A couple of honorable mentions and all that jazz. First, do a shout out to the medical place that I work. We're going to do with a shout out for Manika, Sam N, Sam S, those people, Roz T, the two of us working together, amazing. Veronica over on the other floor, Jesse M. Number one for shout out, it's going to be to Father Falcon and my wife, Ms. Falcon. So, give some shout outs. I feel like another person that I use for words coming out of my mouth. You know what it is. Anyhow, so I'm getting down to my top 10, top 11. It doesn't look like my audio is very loud, is it? Hello there. Turn up my volume. Is that down? Should have tested this microphone, huh? Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. It's only giving me 2 dots for the thing, but I know this microphone's got pickup. Well, that's not cool. Anyhow, so the bottom of the list or honorable mentions for this top 11 are going to be games that I've been playing recently. Legendary, I tell you. I got heavy. Legendary Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Playing this solo. Excellent. I also have the Big Trouble in Little China box. Both of these are chock-a-block full of cards. In my Buffy set, I have Noir, Dark City, and New Mutants, all dealing with dark themes. Goes along with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Legendary for Big Trouble in Little China box. I have yes, it's full. Paint Town Red, Deadpool, Captain America 75th anniversary. I think that's it. All in this box. And I also have a couple of foam inserts and dividers. I sleeve all my cards. There's a discussion on one of the board game Facebook groups about sleeving and not sleeving, and how people don't sleeve because they like their game being worn out, but at the same time it's hard for them to shuffle cards or something of that nature. Not sure about that. I know my friend doesn't like it because he doesn't like the sharp edges of the Ultra Pro premium sleeves versus the penny sleeves. The penny sleeves are, the thinner sleeves. So that's that. And also another honorable mention, I'm going to shout out to Microchap RPGs. I've been playing the crud out of this too. When I go on vacation, I bring it with me. I have pretty much a lot of the books. Fantasy and science fiction are cross compatible, but also Noah Patterson, independent designer of this game. He's doing an excellent job. He's getting paid by a bunch of people that enjoy his material. He just keeps on making it, and we just keep on sucking it up. All right, so I'm going to shorten this a little bit because that way I can see what my list. I didn't write it on a piece of paper. I have a piece of paper here. Look at that. Paper and a pen. What? Digital? Anyway. High Command. High Command is a deck building game where you have your own decks with your own commanders. You select 3 at the beginning of the round, and each commander has its own command colors. You choose your factions of that command color and make a deck out of it. You start with your basic 10 cards. You purchase your own armies, and then you put them out in the battlefield at locations, taking over different locations, which is just like another game that I like, but this has combat in it, like straight out combat. The more units you have at a location, the more combat you have. I have both sets, all the expansions for both Hordes and War Machine. Right now, at this present time, is Level 7 Omega Protocol is in this box because the original box when I purchased it on eBay was destroyed. So that's that in there. Next on the list, sorry about that if the actual microphone picked that up. I don't know if it did because it's still showing me only like 2 out of 6 dots that are lit up. 2 out of 6 spots. All right. Number 10. Old classic 1979 Starfleet Battles. Don't worry, that's just card. What do they call those things? China markers. And back in the old days, before lamination was a thing, you use different. Use your Starfleet Battles. Use your. Look at this. Wonder if this company's still in stock. China markers and plastic sheets or document protectors. There you go. I got words. You have a standard SSD, standard ship display. The ship itself has shields, weapons, hull, integrity, all this other jazz inside of it. And then you take up these polynumeral things called dice, roll them on a chart, see if you shoot or see if you hit. I keep looking at myself. I shouldn't be looking at you. I'm looking at you. And due to damage, there's a movement chart that you slowly go, but everything takes within 6 seconds of combat. So your ships from the Starfleet universe blasting each other, taking parts, and then if you leave, you lose, and if you destroy the other ship, then you win. So that's that. Starfleet Battles, 1979. I have arranged this list based on the geek rating on Board Game Geek. So High Command is rated at 5.62. Mine is 10, or wouldn't be on my top 10 list. Starfleet Battles is a 6.046. What's the next on the list? World of Warcraft trading card game. Big World of Warcraft fan. I'm going to get the World of Warcraft Pandemic when it comes out. Well, it's technically World of Warcraft, a pandemic game. It's on pre-order. It's like $66. It's up there in price. World of Warcraft trading card game. Played this with my father many a times over Skype. It's a 6.87 on BGG. It was created in 2006. Got one of the original boxes. These boxes you can buy at the store. They look like a VCR tape. What's a VCR tape? Open them up. On one side, you're going to have the rule book. Sometimes they came with larger figures. Larger figures. My goodness, words are coming out of me. Larger commanders of your decks. So you'd have commanders. They have special abilities on one side, and then you flip them. They have another special ability on the older sets. They had one flip, and that was it. The older sets that came out had multiple flips by paying a cost. World of Warcraft trading card game. If you went on quests, the quest would have the exclamation point like in the corner, because if you play World of Warcraft, you go up to somebody who has an exclamation point. Hey, could you go and get this book for me and I'll give you 10 gold? Which was expensive back then. It's a combat game. You create your deck. Your commander is your hero. They denote what you have in your deck, what abilities you can use, what powers are available to you. Originally put up by Upper Deck, then later on, Upper Deck lost the rights, and I forgot why. Negative Legend did a whole series on this, and the World of Warcraft. Sorry, right next to the microphone. Sorry about that, folks. Part 2. And then it went to Cryptozoic, but Cryptozoic had to print the Upper Deck symbols on the cards so they can be used both sets. Just that the Cryptozoic symbols on their cards had like a flame design compared to the old style of the cards. Details. All right, here we go. Number 11, 10, 9, 8. Number 8. Oh boy. Boss Monster, the dungeon building game. I like cards. If you look at my list, card games up the wazoo. I got this small box that contains pretty much everything I have for Boss Monster. I don't think I have the Boss Monster live again, or do I have it? Oh, I do. So, I have Boss Monster 1. Boss Monster 2, I backed on Kickstarter. Boss Monster Pixel expansion. Boss Monster 2. Boss Monster 1. There are Tools of Hero Kind expansion, smaller box. Vault of the Villain, another smaller expansion box. If you look at it, it looks like an old Game Boy game, of course, because that's what it is. You were playing as a boss in your own dungeon you create as the game goes on. You were luring these unwanted, maybe wanted guests into your dungeon, depending on the type of treasure you have. The heroes will enter your lairs. You will put traps, different rooms, killing the heroes along the way. The newest one is the Boss Monsters Rise of the Mini Bosses. Adds another layer of rule sets, but still basic Boss Monster. So altogether, can you see that? No, it's on my lap. You can't see the cards that are in my deck. So I have a Hue, pretty much all the collection. Um, they are not marked. You can't see them. So I have all those all neatly in here. Bring it to the board game group. They like it ish. I play mostly my friends and nephews. So it's all digital, looking like old Nintendo Castlevania style. Metroidvania. They're called Metroidvania, which is a side scroller where you have to get from one place to another, but you're not strong enough until you get a power up from one location to get you a granted area to another location. All right. And that boss monster was rated 6.11 on Board Game Geek. It was designed in 2013. We're going up in years, huh? All right. So back in the board game area, I liked Quarriors. Quarriors got me into the hobby full stream again. So the same creators of Quarriors, which is Eric Klang and Mike Elliott, which I have a lot of their games. Dice Masters. Dice Masters is a collectible card game where you are battling your opponent. Well, usually it's a one-on-one battle. Pretty much like Magic the Gathering or World of Warcraft trading card game. Across the table, you select your heroes, monsters to be in your army. You have up to 20 dice to select and roll the dice from a bag of other pre-dice, kind of like it's a dice builder instead of a deck builder. So you start with basic dice, roll them, use the energy to purchase other heroes. The heroes will generate other energy so you can purchase other heroes. So this is a basic box. If you look behind me over there, you'll see I have 8 boxes. 10 boxes because I'm holding this one. And then there's 2 other Plano boxes, chock-a-block full, look it up, of dice. And when you buy a collector box, which Quarriors originally did not come in, it came in this like weird like dice shaped box. Once you took it out, it was hard to store them. Oh, I love lamination. I got my own lamination machine. So here you go. We got the rules, kind of. Well, actually, it's the I have list, and then a basic set of rules for how to play the game, like moving your dice from one location to another die, moving it back into your bag. Ooh, a dice bag. When you purchase Dice Masters, they come with small polystyrene something bags, which some people thought they were air sickness bags, which was not the case, but they are usable. They are tough and sturdy. But this is what a standard box of Dice Masters would look like. You have your area for the side for your cards. Each card has its abilities printed on it. You can use your dice for a number of set of cards because these are the same sets. If you had 3 different cards, they all have different abilities, different costs, but you can use the same dice with them. When they came out with the Yu-Gi-Oh set, Konami said, hey, it's a limited edition, whatever have you. The dice have to be printed on the same number as a card. And so when you traded them, it got a little hectic because you had to have the same dice with the same cards. But the thing with Dice Masters, it doesn't matter. If you have 4 dice, to roll, it doesn't matter what number is on them because they're all the same die. Die is 1, dice is 2. If you're over in another country, You're rolling dice. So you can have one die, but it's dice. History lessons, I tell you. So that Dice Masters is 10, 9, 8, 7. 7. Somebody's keeping track somewhere. Board Game Geek gives it a 6.306. All right. That's out of the way. Number 6, it's going to be Plague the Board Game. Since I store them up, I have, these are called game boxes. Game boxes? Game elastic storage. Instead of using a regular elastic band, these save the boxes a little better, so there's not enough pull. So based on the popular, well, semi-popular Plague Inc. Video game or app you can download. It's phenomenal. You are creating viruses and destroying the world. I know, too soon. But I didn't know that 2020 was going to come around. So you're creating the virus using DNA on a DNA track. Maybe I can open it up. Works on the back. So there's a DNA track in the back. As you take over the different cities, you are getting a number of points or DNA to boost your DNA amount, and then you can use cards that have illnesses on them and apply that to your bacteria or virus, or the expansion has nanoviruses or something of that nature, and then you're creating more chaos with your virus. In the video game, there is the CDC and the WHO that are finding cures to fight back your diseases. In the board game, you're playing against an opponent, and they're playing action cards that will alleviate your viruses to make theirs stronger, vice versa, that kind of thing. It's still phenomenal. The solo play on this is tough because you're playing against an AI, artificial intelligence, because they have the rules in there to fight against it. They pretty much have all the DNA, and you have your own color of DNA battling each other. All right. So Plague Inc. was created in 2017. That is the Kickstarter copy, not the deluxe Kickstarter copy, because it would have like a gold sheen to it or something of that nature. We have the sand, the dye. The dye is pretty cool. It's white with the red speckles. I know that sounds kind of scary. Plague Inc. 2017. Board Game Geek is rated at 6.535. Give me a second. We'll go to number 5. I was thinking during this stream I'd do a couple of voices too. But it is 3 o'clock in the morning. So, got Mickey Mouse with the, oh no, Mickey Mouse. See what I'm saying? So sad. Yep, you guessed it. I'm Goofy. All right, here we go. Plague Inc. Smash Up. At number 5, Smash Up. Phenomenal game. All during the years that you were a child, you're like, what if I have this guy versus this guy, or whatever have you. They also have a game called Super Fight, which is almost the same, but it's not the same, where you have different cards that will have different characters on them, and then you have to discuss with your friend who would win the fight and then play extra cards along with it. I own it. It's cool. I still haven't played it, but it's not as cool as Smash Up. Smash Up. I don't have the bigger, geekier box, but such as legendary games that I have, I got a few cards in here. So this is the bigger, geekier box. It came with the Geeks, which had Felicia Day and Will Wheaton, different printings on them. the other tokens and cards I have, rule books, I should say. Rule books are in the Marvel set that is also a standalone. So all you need is one set of Smash Up. You're good to go. Having other factions. All right. The details of Smash Up might sound familiar because I've described it before at Horde's High Command. So you have a deck of cards that you're already constructed of 44 cards, because each faction has 20 cards, 22 cards, maybe 20 cards. I don't have the rulebook with me. And you're taking dinosaurs and wizards and making a wizard dinosaur or dinosaur wizards, or alien pirates and pirate aliens, whatever you want to describe them as, shuffling those two decks together. And then there's bases out on the board. Each base has a certain breaking point. Playing minions on a base, there's no combat like High Command. You are using your minions up to a point. Once there are enough minions to equal the point value of the base, base breaks, and there's 3 different point values on the base card itself. I got cards in front of me. I can do that. So depending on the base numbers, like the first person is going to get 5 points, second person is going to get 3 points, and the third person, if you're playing a 3-player game, is going to be 2 points. If you're playing 4-player, depending on whoever you're playing, and they come in different ratings based on the amount of minions that they have counted. Each base has a special ability. I don't have my goggles on. After playing a minion here, you may move one of your other minions from another base to here. And this is Aquaria, which I don't know what it is, but the base on the number on here is 25, so you need 25 worth of minions to break this base. There are a slew of different bases. Each set comes with another set of bases. Depending on the theme of the deck that you've purchased. Each standalone, or they call them now spandalones, of Smash Up comes with 4 factions. So you can have 2-on-2, or, it's pretty much a 2-player game. So each person's going to have 2 factions that they're going to mesh together, or smash up. So this is my collection here. So it tells you what the factions are. These little dividers came out later. But when you get the Gearbox, of course, they have the previous expansions. But if you buy newer expansions, they come in the box. They came out with a set called the Titans. And certain factions have Titans. If you play certain cards, you flip it over, and they'll have the actual giant creature or whatever it is of that faction. So that is Smash Up, the bigger geekier box. Now I'm crushing my Starfleet Battles box. As you saw, it was the original 1979 box. But I also have another Pentaflex folder of not all the SSDs, but things in there. All right, what's next on the list? Plague Inc. Smash Up was invented in 2012. Board Game Geek is 6.579. Next on the list, I bought this up at the one of my favorite game stores up in P-Town, Provincetown, Massachusetts, on the tip of the Cape of the Cod. I saw this. It was a few dollars less. I didn't back it on Kickstarter, but I wish I did. The City of Kings. A small game, I should say. It's not as heavy as the other ones because there's not much cards in here. The City of Kings is a Dungeons and Dragons kind of sandbox type game where you play as a hero, and I'd open it up, I swear. I'd open it up. running out of power. So you are playing as a hero. You have a grid that you're using up every time you level up to go out, adventure, complete quests, getting skill points, not skill points, experience points. If you're playing with multiple players and one person completes a quest, then everybody gets experience, and then everybody levels up. Depending on what level you are on your level up track, you're going to get either skills, new abilities. You have a minion that's going out and collecting resource for you, going back to town. Everybody in your party can use that amount of resources to buy stuff from markets or whatever have you. There is a campaign mode I still haven't played because the base game itself, there are, I want to say like 1,000 quests, something like that. And then I bought an extra deck of cards that have extra quests on there. So I can play with this game for a while. I have only 2 of the expansions, but I also play Dungeons and Dragons. Well, used to. Somebody hasn't been playing with me lately anyway. So I can play this solo, along with like the micro chap RPG. This is a little slog to get out to the table than the other one, but I purchased it. I think it was $75, and I can't remember the original, manufacturer suggested retail price, MSRP. Yeah. All right, that goes back down there. City of Kings was invented or kickstarted back in 2018. Board Game Geek rating is 6.672. What else is next? Oh, number 3, Star Wars Destiny. Now, so far I like collectible card games that you can build your own factions, sets, dice, whatever have you. You're creating it yourself using available resources of cards, kind of thing. So when they said Star Wars is going to be a collectible card game, I was like, so Star Wars Destiny. You are playing as a member or multiple members of a faction, either good side or evil side, rolling big chunky dice along with a deck of cards. Hopefully you can see through there. A deck of cards. Those are pre-created decks. And as you're playing, you're getting resources. You're going to be using the cards to generate the areas. When people come to the table, they have their battlegrounds, which is a play area that you're going to be playing in. And as thematic as it is, each person will figure out which battleground they're going to be using during the fight. Whoever gains dominance gains the battlefield, and that person is going to go next, player first. Whew, words. All right, so you're rolling dice depending on which cards you pull out. You're using resources to use those cards to play. It's a back and forth thing. After a while, the game kind of got broken because they had cards that people were putting in their decks that they kept on having it their turn to keep getting cards out, and that's originally what the game was invented for. But in the meantime, you can play as Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Rey, Finn, and then on dark side you got Captain Phasma, Darth Vader, stormtroopers of both factions. No, I don't think they ever came out with classic stormtroopers. Maybe they did. First Order stormtroopers and something like that. But yeah, each you have your 2 heroes, and depending on the colors of the heroes, is what they denote in the deck that you're creating. Only 30 cards in a deck. What's up with that? So blue is force users, red is command, and yellow is smugglers. So you can have Darth Vader and Boba Fett together, but you can have a blue and yellow deck, or you can have Princess Leia, which is a command unit, along with Han Solo, who's a smuggler and he's yellow, or Luke. If you have enough points, your hero's points have to be 30 cards in the deck. You can have up to 30 dice. No, I'm joking. It's a 30 faction. But each set came out with, each set had 6 legendary characters that were random. You didn't know which you're going to get, kind of thing, unless you bought a whole box. But even then, you only have a chance of getting maybe 3 legendary in a box. I could be wrong. But I remember buying multiple cards and not getting Darth Vader until I got Anakin Skywalker Darth Vader, because it looked like Anakin Skywalker, but then he was, Darth Vader. And that's another thing. All right. So Destiny was created in 2016. Board Game Geek BGG rating is 6.896. My tongue is getting a little twisted. I'm going to have a little more coffee. Pumpkin spice. Imagine that. All right. Number 2 on the list was created in 1993. You might guess what this is. Board Game Geek created a 7.364. It is the one of the longest running collectible card games that keeps changing, evolving, and now it's just the Wizard of the Coast. I'm going to give it away. Has just flipped up the whole thing. Well, you can't use these cards, you can't use these. They got a whole list of cards you can't use anymore because you have to use this special thing. And a deck of cards used to be $4 when I used to play, $3, I think. When the first set came out. And now they're up to $15, $16, $25 for a pack of cards that has either 20 or $15 or 15 cards in it. We are talking about Magic the Gathering, a collectible card game where people just collect it. They don't trade it, because some people used to trade cards. Hey, I'll trade you this and that, which I did. I traded some cards. Yeah, the longest running card game, still being manufactured, still being played in tournaments, where some tournaments they really just don't do anything. You are playing as a planeswalker. Back in the day, you were just a main wizard, going through and exploring lands, and having lands played on the table. Oh, there you go. That's a red. But it used to have the old text where it used to say tap for producing so much mana, or mana. I'd say mana. And then with the mana, you can actually create and summon creatures or beings, cast spells, sorceries, instance. There you go. This is a monster. It tells you in the text in the center of what it is. If it's a sorcery, if it's a creature, a little text on it. And the text box tells you what the abilities are, or what that card does. Up in the corner, it actually has the cost of how much it gets out to the table. And then if it's a creature, it's going to have a lower corner of its defense and attack. When they came out with the Portal set, it was an entry-level area. I forgot when Portal was. I got BGG, but I'm not going to do it during the live stream. Of how much attack or defense that had a shield and a sword next to the attack and defense. And the Portal set was a introductory level. Came with gems and beads and a nice little leather pouch. to store the beads in, because that's how we used to count life points. There used to be a thing called mana burn, where you tap your lands for magic. If you couldn't use all of that extra land for casting your spells, you take that much extra damage. They got rid of it because it was too sad. Oh, man. Anyway, so that's Magic the Gathering. Love it, hate it. I collect maybe 2 or 3 packs. Sometimes I collect a box if I like the set. Like they came out with the Layers of Ikoria, where some of the promo cards were Godzilla creatures, because everything was Layers of the Behemoth. Layers of the Behemoth? Ikoria, something like that. They're just giant creatures. Like giant creatures. So I got the box of that, and then there was another one where it was based on fairy tales. It's escaping me right now, but I also got a box of that too. Booster boxes usually have like 36 booster cards in them. Each booster card pack has 15 cards in it. Give you a rough estimate how many cards you get. Magic Gathering, created by Andrew Garfield. So sad. By a gentleman that was making millions of dollars. Magic the Gathering. Anyway, I'm like I said, it's early. Board Game Geek reading it a 7.3364. I probably already said that. I just never told you it was Magic the Gathering. Number one game, if I was stranded on a deserted island, maybe by myself, I'd probably play this. Number one game, I just love it. Another game that you're going to say, too early. Pandemic. I have the original set. I have the expansions in the other pack. This one's got the boards in it. This one's got the pieces in it. One of my games, I have a little scenario over here. Yeah, using elastic band on this one. This is the second printing run, so it's got this cover. The other day, it was on sale at Target for like $13, $15 something dollars, or $34 normally. Hear that? Don't go crazy now. Don't go crazy. If you play on the brink, you can play as a 5th player to bioterrorist. And the lab has extra materials in it, so you can create other things. Petri dishes that came in here. Have I described what Pandemic is besides my favorite game? No, I have not. Pandemic. In Pandemic, you are playing as the CDC in different factions. Here I got the limited edition cards. You're playing a different CDC person. He's an engineer. She is the epidemiologist. She finds the cure. Then you got the medic. Medic can clear out different viruses. Then you have the generalist. The generalist doesn't have any special abilities, but she has 5 actions per turn. Normally you have 4 actions where you're going around and stopping different things from happening. There's a deck of cards that represents the outbreaks of the viruses you're flipping over per each turn. drawing cards from a player deck each turn, also getting 2. Those are your data cards that you will be sharing with other players. So if you have 5 of them, go to a location where you can, cure disease. The first person to, it's a co-op game. I keep saying, it's a cooperative game. So everybody wins or everybody loses. Don't be a jerk and say, oh, I'm so cool, whatever. Work with each other. It's a team building game too. I want to play this at work one time. Okay, I even got petri dishes with different viruses on them. So there are black, red, yellow, and blue. There is also, if you don't have this pandemic, you can go out and get yourself for $20. There is called Hot Zone North America and Hot Zone Europe. They are interchangeable and compatible with each other because one has the outbreak viruses or virulent strains, much like this if you have the expansions. And also, you only have 4 classes or jobs in each one. So on your turn, you're going to have 4 actions. Moving from place to place or taking cubes off the board. If you play as the scientist, you will need 4 data cards to find the cure. If you find all 4 cures, you win the game. The way you lose is having 8 major outbreaks, running out of player cards, running out of cubes in the petri dish, stuff like that. Yeah. So there's many ways to lose, only one way to win. So that is my story. Those are my top 11 games. I finally got done. If you go back in time and you see my other top whatever games, welcome to this finale. So finally get this done. And I had the games available to me. I had a person mention saying, hey, why don't you show the table and show the games, kind of thing, in one of the comments years ago. I don't even know where the Elastic Band went. Anyhow, that's been this. What I'm going to be doing is trying to do like Shocktober thing where I'm going to get on the screen. Probably, I wanted to do it once a day, but my work schedule is crazy. So whenever I pop on, hopefully you're going to see more of me. I will be grabbing one of the games off the shelf, bringing it to the screen, telling you all about it, why I like it. There's going to be some of the games that I've never played before, but I own. I have almost 400 games in my collection. Let's see. Oh, come on. All right, if you don't see me, I'm sorry, but I believe you can. It says, if I use a filter, excluding board game expansions, even though that doesn't work with the Funko Pop, because Funko Pop has, they're called expandalones, so you can play them by themselves. Same thing with the Smash Up. It's stating I have 443 board games that I own, and out of the board games I own, what I've played, what I have not played, there you go, put that filter on. I have not played 236 of them. Doesn't sound cool, but it does in a way, because I have plenty of games to play. I'm not going to get any board games. I'm joking. I'm putting that away. All right, I am back here. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, whoever that was. I don't even know when. It was someone. This has been a live stream. I am Falcon Ash K. If you like this stream, like, share, subscribe. You can find me over at Facebook at Falcon Ash K. Boom. You can find me on YouTube at Falcon Ash K. Email is falconash71@hotmail.com. If you want to see me over on Twitter, I am Falcon Ash. I think that's it over on Twitter. If not, I'm the only one over there on Twitter. I don't know if I should do Twitch streams or not, because I can see that I only have so many people that are subscribed. So, like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here. I am ending the stream. Have a great day. Goodbye.